Right, straight down to business. You know who this is. It's Big Porky. Right, we've got Big Meech. Got a state of him on there. Big Dosser. In Saudi, bragging off with his belts. Look at him on that photo there. Weapon. Proper weapon. Ran for his life against a fat man. And he's telling us he's back. No, he isn't. I told everybody then. They were papering over the cracks. He's gun shy. Now, gun shy, all them trainers out there and boxers, they'll know what that is. Gun shy. It means once you've been clipped on chin, you don't want to unload as many punches in case you get clipped again. So Joshua's problem is mental, not physically. You could run him all day as a gym rat. Could have him lifting weights all day, punching bag all day. You can give me as many spreadsheets as you want. You can't repair what's in his head, in his heart. If he's got the heart of a pea, right, a note between his ear holes upstairs, there's no good, is he? It's like building an house in it on sand. What's going to happen to the house? Might look nice in front of your neighbours. You also look at that house there. Doesn't it look well? It looks fine, that house, doesn't it? But what's inside the house? Eh? No, inside it, and it's built on sand. It's a swamp, isn't it? It's built on a swamp. Joshua's CV. That's bottom line, basically, isn't it, really? I mean, he's had 13 pay-per-views on the trot with Sky. And it's over now. Over. He's on slide now, but it's just a case now of overing up as much money for Mr. Humble, isn't it? Hey, Mr. Humble. For me, it's about money now. Did you hear him? Well, at least he's honest. The mask slipped yet again. But that's all it's been about from day one, really. Once you were getting knocked about up there at that EAS by Big Pricey, we'll put him on Planet Orbit. Daniel DeBar, who'll put him on Bambi Legs, and the other one, the Source, Lawrence Okoli. They've all put hands on him up there. Do you know what I mean? I've even heard rumours that Dave Arles had good spars up there and held his own in certain rounds. So Joshua, to me, he looks the part. He looks like the heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't he? Really, he looks the part, doesn't he? You know, big George Foreman, Sonny Liston type, menacing. They built an aura around him, didn't they? Really, that were like scary, wasn't it? I mean, not been seen since Big Truck David Price, when little Frank Maloney were squeaking about, telling us Frank Maloney and Tony Bellew, the reappearing man, they were running around like headless chickens around Liverpool, telling us that he was the heir apparent and he was going to kill us all in our beds like Godzilla, stalking around New York City. That's what we're going on with David Price. Well, Eddie Hill's the 6-0 Iceman from Billericay, all by way of, but only footage we've got Spotty Frank. But now his old man's put his name to victim list of these roadmen killers that Eddie's setting about. They were scaring us to death with these stories about him being better than Lennox, better resume than Ali, and longevity till he's 40 and that. He's 34 this year, isn't he, Joshua? This October. 34 this year. All right. And he's already finished. He's already been to the top of hill. He's on way down, and really didn't really get to the top of hill. Can anybody out there, any of you hardcore boxing fans, especially you with plenty of rattle, you know, you lot with plenty of rattle who've got Joshua down as a roadman, right? Can you tell me Anthony Joshua's best 3 wins in comment section? Tell me his best 3 wins, and then I'm going to prove to you that everything that I've been saying for 10 years come true. So let's go through when he started his pay-per-views. Dylan White, pay-per-view number 1, Dylan White. coming off a 2-year ban. Dylan was 16-0. So they dress it up as undefeated. Same as guy before, Gary Cornish, undefeated. You know, same as Geezer on his debut, undefeated. Do you know what I mean? Put-up job, Charlie Martin, undefeated. Dominic Brazil, undefeated. All looks good, doesn't it? Joseph Parker, undefeated. You know what I mean? Then you run into a proper savage in Usyk, who were undefeated and only had 18 fights, and he put hands on Joshua. But these others, let's start with first pay-per-view. Dylan White. God, that was an easy one for him, wasn't it? Charlie Martin, an even easier one. Dominic Brazil, well, he didn't take boxing up till he was a man, did he? He was a footballer, wasn't he? Eric Molina, an old man, a part-time school teacher, geography. Vladimir in his 42nd year, life and death. Carlos Takam, 12-day replacement for Pulev. Joseph Parker, the Stinkinator. Alexander Povetkin, an old man. Ruiz, knocked him out. Ruiz rematch, frightened to death. Pulev, frightened to death, but stopped him, an old man, 40-odd-year-old. Usyk got schooled twice. That's it. The only fights that he's gone in there, really, where we've said, ooh, this could go either way, where Vladimir won, and it did go either way because it were life and death, and Vladimir got dropped at end, but he also dropped Joshua. The Vladimir one, the Ruiz one, he was supposed to win that, wasn't he? So we can't count that. The Vladimir one and the Usyk ones, they're the only ones where we've gone, could go either way this. Could be in for a tough night. And he were in for a tough night, but that's it. He nearly crumbled with Vladimir, only age caught up with Vladimir. Then we've got Usyk, look what he done to him, a small man. That's it. That's Joshua's CV. Eh? All you people who bought into this hype, you're all looking at him thinking he's Godzilla. And really he ain't. Moral of the story is this. You can't put muscles on chins. Because when have you ever seen a chin lift a dumbbell? Eh? You get it on that chin, no matter how strong your legs are, you go straight down and you're like Bambi. Like Big Meech, the Bambinator. Eh? Unbelievable. They've got away with it for 10 years and the game is up. 10 years they got away with it, just like Barry Hearn got away with Chris Eubank. I mean, Chris Eubank, senior, has got 4 wins over world champions. 4. Joshua's got 5, that's 9. Mike Tyson's got more than them 2 put together. So has Ali, so has Lennox, so has Carl Froch, Carl Zaghi. You know, it goes on forever, doesn't it? They're telling us that these people are roadmen killers and they're elite and this and that, and they're giving them all the hype and the big PR. When really, like I said, just like Chris Eubank Sr., very, very similar career, how it's panned out. Very, very similar. And greed got him. And now what they're doing now, they're going to pimp him out now, Joshua, as much as they can. And if he gets beaten this next one, they'll still give us Dylan White. They will. But I thought it was bad form from Joshua boasting about when they said, "Oh, it's not pay-per-view this," and he instead of him saying, "Yeah, we're giving back to the fans," he turned around and he went, "Yeah, well, it's about what you negotiate and you know, if you don't want it, don't buy it and all that." You're not really going off him. It is about billions to him, isn't it? It's on his IFL interview, 15-minute long. Go watch that interview. That's the real big meech, isn't it? That's the real big meech. Like I said, Joshua only fights for money, doesn't he, really? That's my opinion. Mr. Humble. Mr. Humble. But is it a rebuild job? I think it's a rebuild job. I think it's a rebuild. It's funny though, isn't it? Whatever any of these big heavyweights mention at the moment, everybody else mentions it. Tyson Fury mentions fighting Ngannou. Eddie mentions it for Joshua. Deontay Wilder mentions it. Dylan White mentions it. They all want Ngannou. He's not had a boxing fight yet because they all know it's free money, win or lose. Can continue to go back to the boxing career. It's free gratis. And you won't put it past DAZN putting that on with Joshua, would you?
after the next one, and them taking him in a different direction, because Eddie Hearn's got a lifetime promotional deal with Joshua, hasn't he? Or Big Meech. Do you know what I mean? But hey ho. Okie dokie. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out. Big shout out. Welcome Estates. Spartan Demolition. You know that.